Please let me be a bit of a hero. Just this once, Hiccup and Fishlegs each thought to themselves. Nothing too spectacular or anything, just to get through this test. Stand to attention with your dragons on your right arms, yelled Gobber the Belch. Gobber walked down the row of boys for the inspection. Beautiful turnout, Gobber congratulated Thuggery the Meathead on his nightmare dragon killer, who spread out his shining wings to show off a wingspan of about 4 foot. Gobber stopped abruptly when he got to Hiccup. "And what is the name of Woden?" demanded Gobber the Belch a little. "Is this?" "It's a toothless daydream, sir," muttered Hiccup. "Small but vicious," added Fishlegs helpfully. "Toothless daydream," blustered Gobber. "That's the smallest common or garden I have ever seen. What do you think I am, an idiot?" "No, no, sir," murmured Fishlegs reassuringly. "Just a little on the slow side." Gobber glowered dangerously. "A toothless daydream," explained Hiccup, "looks exactly like a common or garden, except for the characteristic wart on the side of its nose." "Silence," said Gobber in a very loud whisper, "or I shall throw you all away to the mainland. I hope," he continued, "that this dragon hunts better than it looks. You and your fishy friend here are the worst candidates for the initiation I have ever had the displeasure of teaching, but you are the future of this tribe, Hiccup, and if you shame us in front of the meatheads, I personally will never forgive you. Do you understand?" Hiccup nodded. Each boy then stepped forward to bow and to hold up his dragon for the spectators to applaud. There was a huge clapping for Snout-Face, Snout-Lout and his dragon. Fireworm only rivaled by the mighty cheering of Thuggery the Meathead and his dragon killer. "I give you, last but not least, Gobber the Belch," was trying to put a bit of enthusiasm into his yelling. "The fearsome, the terrible, the only son of Stoik the Vast, Hiccup the useful and his dragon Toothful." Hiccup stepped forward and held up Toothless as high as he could to make him look a bit bigger. There was a slightly appalled silence. People had seen dragons this small before, of course, normally scampering around after field mice in the wild, but not as noble hunting dragons competing in the initiation. "Sizes and everything," boomed Stoik, so loudly that you could hear him several beaches away, and he banged his great hands together to start the applause. Everyone was terrified of Stoik's famous temper, so they joined in with polite wild cheering. Toothless was still in the mood, but he was delighted to be the centre of attention, and he puffed out his chest and bowed solemnly to the left and right. A few of the meatheads sniggered. "I've changed my mind," thought Hiccup, closing his eyes. "This is the worst moment of my life so far." "Okay, Toothless," he whispered in the little dragon's ear. "This is our big chance. Catch lots of fish here, and I will tell you more jokes than you have ever heard in your life, which will make that big red fireworm dragon really cross." Toothless took a sideways glance at Fireworm. She was sharpening her nails on Snout-Lout's helmet with the smug certainty of a dragon who knows she's about to win the prize for most promising dragon. "Papa," the test began. Toothless didn't do too badly in the early obedience exercises, though he clearly thought it was extremely dull. It was now raining quite hard and Toothless hated the rain. He wanted to go home and relax in front of a nice warm fire. Fireworm and Killer were going and fetching as soon as Snout-Lout and Thuggery commanded, and they were diving and breathing out fire as they did so, just to show off. Fireworm did some fancy acrobatic somersaults that had the crowd screaming and stamping their feet. "Start your hunting," yelled Gobber the Belch. Every dragon except Toothless flew out to sea. Toothless flapped back to Hiccup's shoulder. Toothless got a tummy ache, he complained. Hiccup tried not to see his father looking surprised on the sidelines. He tried not to notice the crowd whispering to each other. "That Stoic son over there. No, not the tall one with the skeleton tattoos who looks like a pig. The small skinny one who can't even control his minuscule dragon." "Don't forget, Toothless," said Hiccup through his teeth. "The fish. I'm going to tell you all the jokes I've ever heard, remember?" "Tell me now," said Toothless. Help came back from an unexpected quarter. Snout-Lout broke off the yelling. "Kill, Fireworm, kill!" to lean over to sneer Hiccup. "What are you doing, Hiccup? You're not talking to that newt with wings, are you? Talking to dragons is against the rules and forbidden by Stoik the Vast, your soppy father." "Newt with wings?" repeated Toothless. "Newt with wings? You're not a newt with wings, are you, Toothless?" said Hiccup. "You're the best hunter in the world, aren't you?" "Too right I am," said Toothless grumpily. "To show that snout-faced Snout-Lout and his snobby dragon what a real hunting dragon can do," said Hiccup urgently. "Okay then," said Toothless. Hiccup heaved a huge sigh of release as Toothless took off in a shambolic fashion in the general direction of the sea. "This is too good to be true," Hiccup said to himself 10 minutes later as Toothless returned from a second trip, clearly too bored for words but dropping a couple of herring at Hiccup's feet. "In about half an hour, I, Hiccup, will become a fully paid-up member of the Hairy Hooligan tribe." It was too good to be true. Fireworm was just flying back to Snout-Lout with her 20th fish, her green cat's eyes snapping with triumph when Toothless called out, "Sloppy snob." Fireworm stopped in midair, her hair whipped round, her eyes narrowing. "What did you say?" hissed Fireworm. "Oh no," said Hiccup. "No, Toothless, no, don't do it." Sloppy snob jeered Toothless. Is that the best you can do? It's pathetic, hopeless, useless. You nightmares think you're so cruel, but you're soppy as scallops. You, hissed Fireworm, her ears dangerously back as she crept forward in the air like a leopard about to spring, are a little liar. And you, said Toothless, are a rabbit-hearted, seaweed-brained, winkle-eating snob. Fireworm went for him. Toothless streaked off as quick as lightning, and Fireworm's massive jaws snapped together with a sickening crunch on nothing but air. Chaos ensued. Fireworm completely lost control. She plunged wildly through the air, claws out, biting at anything that moved, and letting out great bursts of flame. Unfortunately, in the process, she accidentally scratched Killer, a dragon with a very short temper. Killer then attacked any hooligan dragon with biting distance. Soon the dragons were involved in a full-scale, rip-roaring dragon fight, with the boys running around, shouting at them to stop and trying to pull them apart without getting killed themselves. The dragons took absolutely no notice whatsoever, however hard the boys yelled, and Fuggery and Snoutler were very red in the face after some pretty impressive yelling. Gobber the Belch went ballistic on the sidelines. Can somebody tell me what in Four and Wooder's name is happening? Toothless was in his element in this kind of chaos, dodging Fireworm's angry lunges with ease, nipping in with a lively bite at the alligator here and a scratch at Bright Claw there, obviously enjoying the fight enormously.